Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Dick Norris Buick GMC in Palm Harbor, Florida, because guess what? We got it. This is the all-new 2020 GMC Sierra 2500 HD. So let's talk a little bit about GMC. GMC, General Motors Truck Company, has been around for so many decades and really been that go-to for people who want that ready-made truck, that truck that is going to be reliable, that truck that is going to be the perfect work truck, but also on top of that, the extra play truck. With the 2500 HD, you're going to see a lot of new style, but you're also going to see a lot of the familiarity that you expect from General Motors, especially when it comes to what's underneath the hood. But why don't we go ahead, dive into this 2020 GMC Sierra 2500 HD and see what's different. First of all, the first thing you'll notice is you need a pair of sunglasses. You need your GMC sunglasses. This is the Denali trim. So this is the one, if you want the bling bling, it comes with plenty. You can see the updated headlight design, the daytime running lamps. It's like a extended C-shaped design. I really am loving the way it kind of integrates and locks in to the actual grille. You have some lighting here, and then as we drop down, guess what? No fake vents or anything like that. More lighting down low. You'll be able to light up what's in front of you like you were some type of spacecraft. That's how much light is off the front of this. Now, as we come across the massive grille, you see that with the Denali, it's all about shiny chrome. Up onto this hood, I'm really loving the hood. You have this twin snorkel entry to a functional hood, and I really like the way that the ram air scoops is built into the design of the actual shape of the hood, all the body lines. It makes sense. It's not like it was just smacked on there. You can see how the top portion of the grille kind of dips down, rises back up, and then dips down again. This is functional, so that is a huge thumbs up. No zonks there. Down low, you got your two massive tow hooks, full metal bumper, more of that illustrious chrome trim, and really just screams, I'm a truck. And it's proud to say that. Now, what's great about this compared to the sister Silverado is that the styling is a little bit more refined and a little bit more tame compared to that Silverado. Now, as we come around the bend here, you can see the flat black GMC reflector going on here. I am gonna zonk this. I do not like the place of this. Obviously, a lot of that has to do with DOT regulations. We drop down, check out these wheels. These wheels are specific to the Denali. 20-inch brushed aluminum. You got the chrome cover in the center where it says the Denali name. Really like the style of the wheel with this color. Very, very beautiful color. Now, Tom's gonna zoom in there and show you the full Rancho suspension that this Denali is sitting on. So GMC knows you're all about the business, and it likes to bring those business names. Rancho is a suspension that has been proven, tried and true, and it is on this Denali. You'll notice by the badging on the side, which I like the badging, very tasteful. This is gonna have that Duramax 6.6 liter turbo diesel with the Allison transmission, that 10-speed automatic transmission. Now, as we come down the side, one area where there's a zonk for me are these mirrors. Not because they're just so large, it's because they kind of left a little too much flat black. If you're not gonna finish it off in more chrome, take the beautiful paint and spill it on there. But other than that, they're a great size. As we go down the side, you have your chrome door handles, the Denali HD badge, and of course your fixed running boards. Very nice style. They have a good amount of grip to them, and I like how long they are, which is really nice. Chrome treatment around the windows from front to back. And one thing you'll notice that separates, I keep pointing this out, separates a Silverado from the Sierra is the angular cuts. There's a lot of angular cuts that you find on the GMC that separates it from the Chevy. Now, as we work our way back, here's a new addition. I really like what they did for 2020. You got a nice wide step there. So even if you're wearing a construction style steel toe shoe or boot, you'll be able to get up on that step and get whatever's out of the bed of the truck. As we work our way back, I'm gonna have Tom kind of show off the rear suspension and everything. You can actually see the massive pumpkin back there. No, you're not making pumpkin pie. I'm talking about the differential out back. Really amazing just how this 2020 2500 HD just sits, the presence. As we come around the back, you'll find metal bumpers out rear. Of course, you're gonna get your full toe setup, more of that wide step action, just like we saw on the front. And then when it comes to tailgates, I think GMC is doing some of the best, because remember, they have that really functional. So you could actually just bring down this part of it. If you need to have like something to hold in your long pieces of wood, you could have it butt up against this, or you put it back down, you push this back up, you push that guy right there, nice soft release. There is the bed of the truck. Now remember, with these beds, the way that they're being put together is allowing them to be wider. Look at all the contact points you have to do your come-alongs, your tie-downs, all that kind of stuff. LED lighting, and you have a power source back here, which is really wonderful. And just like before, I'll show you again, when it comes to actually bringing down the step, you're just gonna go ahead and hit that. That's a nice soft release as well. And then right there, you have your step. You go ahead, if you need a little hand getting in, you could grab onto that and get into the back of the truck. I do like the bed liner. I like the Denali name in the back, and I also love that power sliding rear window. But why don't we go ahead, pop the hood, and see what working with power was. All right, guys, we got the massive hood popped. Underneath that hood is that tried and true go-to for GMC. That is that Duramax diesel engine. It's a 6.6 liter turbo diesel V8, 445 horsepower at 2,800 RPM. But here's the kicker. Get ready to rip a house off the foundation. 910 pound-feet of torque at a very, very low 1,600 RPM. Like I said, the power is being transferred through an Allison 10-speed automatic transmission. The truck does weigh 6,900 pounds. Believe it or not, GMC states, and they're proud of this, every truck they make, every one-ton truck, can tow 30,000 pounds and have a payload of 7,000 pounds. That is proof in the pudding of this power source known as the Duramax diesel. But why don't we go ahead? We talked a lot about it. Let's fire it up and see what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside the 2020 GMC Sierra, that 2500 HD heavy duty 1-ton work truck. I know you're probably saying, Joe, this thing is a beast. It's got a lot of torque and it's got that Denali name. What's the price? MSRP, the way that this one sits, is $76,620. Let's see what changes they made to the interior. Here's where you're gonna be a little let down. It's a lot of the same. So on the door panel, a lot of dark material. You have that wood grain on the actual pull grip to close the door, and a little bit of like brushed aluminum finish on the bottom portion of the wood and on the handle to actually open up the door. So no changes there. This does have a Bose sound system. When you look at material, it is very, very soft. You have that 2 glove compartment setup, but this is all the same. So here we are in 2020, and they still have not updated this infotainment system. Now, yes, it is dated, and yes, I am gonna give it a zonk for that, but it is very easy to use. You do have that wonderful swipe feature just like on your phone. You can go into your cameras, tons of different ways to look at your cameras. You wanna look down at the hitch, you could do that. We could go back to the rear, whatever setup. It's got the markings for your trailer hookup and everything. So that is a nice touch. Also, when you go back to home, one of the things that's my favorite, and of course you have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and navigation. One of my favorite things is the trailering setup on here, how it's gonna help you get set up with your checklist. If you're doing conventional gooseneck fifth wheel, you hit your conventional, then you can check off as you go through your list of hooking everything up so you're nice and safe and can get that boat to your favorite spot in the lake. Now, out of all these buttons, there's only one dead button. This is for the oil slick that comes out the back. This one does not have it, but very easy to use knobs for the dual climate control setup. This has heated seats and ventilated seats, which is a nice touch to see. You have your toggle switches for all the different functions, USB, 12 volts, and a home power source. wireless charging and extra room in here. I just wish there was some type of lid to kind of seal the deal. 2 cup holders, everything else is the same. You got storage down below here in this area, both on the passenger and the driver's side, and then a very large but hard center console armrest. Lift it up. Hello, hello, hello. Lots of room inside, more USB, aux jack, and then the seats. They're plain, but they're comfortable and supportive. I do like the Denali badging. I just wish that the inside had some spiced up features like the outside has. Of course, you're gonna get multi-positional power adjustable seats, plus a sunroof. I think at this price point, 76 grand, I would like a panoramic one if we're gonna put glass up there. But why don't you come on over to the business end and I'll show you behind the wheel of this 2020 Denali. All right, guys, we're behind the wheel, the business end. Telling you, it's very comfortable. These seats are really, really great. The way that they're full electric assist. Steering wheel, plain but functional. I do like the leather material and that gray contrast stitching, that crisscross stitching. I like the Denali badge with the GMC grille and this brushed aluminum finish. Also digging the thumb wheel controllers. That is something I like to see. It's very easy to use. And then the dash layout, very specific to GMC. You have your analog tach, analog speedometer, and then of course you can scroll through all sorts of different information when it comes to that center stack, which is nice to see. There's your 2-wheel drive, gradient, all sorts of stuff, which is nice to see. But why don't we go ahead, you know, I guess one of the things I'm gonna zonk it still, 2020 on a Denali, the column shifter here, I would like to see this wrapped in some kind of leather, honestly, at this price point. Another thing that I do like about the GMC products is I like their 4-wheel drive setup. Everything is all push button right here, easy to get to, and just conveniently placed. I think that really shows the intentions of this truck. But why don't we go ahead, check out that back seat and see how your passenger is gonna be loving life in this full-size 1-ton pickup. All right, guys, backseat time in this GMC 2500. One thing you're definitely not gonna be wanting more of is space back here. There's plenty of room to feel right at home. I like the way the seats are just covered in leather all over. You got 2 cup holders, heated seats, but not ventilated seats. At this price point, I want to see, let me get that out of the way for you. I want to see ventilated seats. You do have a 12-volt, 2 USBs, and rear AC. The vents are a little on the small side, but they work. Seating position is great. Remember, you got that power sliding rear window. We pulled down this armrest. Makes sense how they have the cup holders. I like the soft material, but here's one of my favorite things. You ready for this? Voila. You need to hide something from somebody or store something, you got room in the backs of the seats. It's touches like this, like these, that actually make GMC a standout with certain things. I just wish that for the whole new redesign on the outside, the inside would have had some, you know, pizzazz going on. But why don't we go ahead? Let's take this GMC Sierra for a spin. All right, guys, we're rolling out of Dick Norris Buick GMC. We're in the all-new 2020 GMC Sierra 2500 HD Denali. Every time I get behind one of the wheels of these GMCs, I do really love the seating position. And really, this being the first time I'm in a GMC Sierra 2500 HD that hasn't been lifted or anything, I'm pleasantly surprised with how comfortable it is. And also, of course, you're still gonna get great visibility. Now remember, we do have all 4 corners, that wonderful Rancho suspension that's gonna help as you go over all different sorts of pavement and terrain, try to ease the whole ride for you and make it just a better riding truck, not only a better driving truck. Let's see what that Allison is all about. Step on the throttle, that Allison 10-speed drops down, and you're off and running. What's wonderful is that you get on the outside of this truck just enough diesel clatter to let everybody know you're in a diesel, but on the inside, especially on the Denali trim, it's very, very quiet. And I think that is something that people that go after this kind of truck want, that kind of environment. Lots of soft features everywhere. Like I had pointed out earlier, we're still gonna, you know, wait a little bit longer to see what direction GMC and really just General Motors in general is gonna go, what direction they're gonna go in with changing up the infotainment system and whatnot. But as you can see, we got the navigation up. It's very clear and easy to see. And it's nice to have all those other features, especially if you're going to be trailering a lot. This truck, if you're trailering, which would make sense because it is a 2500, it's going to make your life easier every time you go to hitch up and tow your boat or that work trailer or camper, whatever it may be. All right, guys, as you can see, we're in some busy traffic, and the wonderful thing about this truck is visibility is a snap, especially with those massive side mirrors, and also just how the truck is proportioned, especially where they put the certain like creases and body lines on the hood. It gives you a great reference point, vantage point when you're driving down the road. The throttle feedback is great, and even steering feedback is great. The truck is not floaty at all, and you really feel like you're hunkered down on the pavement. Now, another thing that I point out that I really like with the GMC trucks, especially this 2500 HD, is when it comes to switching it into four-wheel drive, it's very, very easy. You know, so if you're towing that boat, if you went to Norris Marine Center, which is actually right next door to Dick Norris Buick GMC, and got yourself a boat, it's gonna be a snap and a breeze to be able to tow it home with this truck. And what kind of package deal would that be? A new 2020 GMC Sierra 2500 HD and a nice, say like 30-something foot open fisherman. That sounds good to me. All right, guys, I want to go on some uneven pavement here and into a right-hand bend just to show how easy it is to drive this GMC 2500 HD. That suspension just soaks it up into this turn on throttle. Remember, over 900 pound-feet of torque. You could pull, like I said, a house right off its foundation. Right up that hill. The transmission in this thing is so butter smooth and just a very smooth driving truck. I got the ventilated seats on. You could go heated if you wanted to, if it was colder out, and just very, very comfortable. And of course, you got the sunroof. So hopefully this gave you a great idea from stem to stern, top to bottom, about the new 2020 Sierra 2500 HD. We're gonna get back to Dick Norris Buick GMC and wrap this up. So I'll see you there in a split second. All right, guys, been another amazing day here at Dick Norris Buick GMC. 2500 HD is here, the all-new Sierra. It'll be interesting to see if this is gonna really fare well against the F-250 Super Duty and the Ram heavy-duty truck. But if these are the types of things that you like to see on Rady's Rise, leave a comment in the comment section. I definitely gotta thank Adam Norris, Andrew Norris, and the whole Dick Norris family here. So accommodating. If you are new to the channel and this is your first time watching one of these reviews, before you leave, click that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description, takes you right to Spreadshirt. Got to give it up to Big Guns McGee. He's almost as big as this 2500 HD. So Tom, you finally met it's almost like your doppelganger in pickup truck form. So thank you, Tom, for all your hard work. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.